Hello. Today we'll be talking about language socialization and how language is used between caregiver and child. I found a very interesting publication while I was researching. It's a project started by Beatriz Montero that aims to introduce bilingualism in Spain and India at a very young age. She, along with the help from other authors, have written a book called Dos Mundos, or Two Worlds. It is written in both Spanish and English. This is something I've never heard of, this idea of a bilinguist book, but I think is extremely genius. She says the idea behind it is that the stories are told by teachers and parents in the classroom and at home. The stories, whether narrated or read, help form a child's brain's neurons. And when parents and teachers tell children a story, it creates a moment of intimacy where the child feels loved and cared for. Montero created a book that not only engages the child linguistically, but also physically and socially. She uses textured pages such as velvet and cotton. She describes the musicality of the words being more important than the words themselves. She also mentions that it's extremely important for there to be a closeness aspect of the storytelling. She says that the caress, the kiss, the hug, the smile are fundamental aspects to the story itself and the child learning the language. I was fascinated as to how this compared to my childhood experience. I showed my dad this study and asked him if he or my mom read to me when I was a kid. He replied yes, but not to the extent Montero is describing, and definitely not in more than one language. He said they started reading me when I was maybe 6 months or 1 year old, and that is much later than what Montero suggests. So what does this mean? Is Montero onto something? I think so. Exposing babies to reading and storytelling as soon as possible might really help the child develop, both linguistically and socially. Now, this idea of storytelling as a form of child-caregiver interaction directly lines up with Oakes and Scheifele's beliefs. Language is clearly acquired as part of the social world, and it's the integration of the language knowledge through the medium of stories.